What's up, guys? Coming to you. I want to talk to you about DC's New Age of Heroes. So, if you are getting brand new into comics today, you probably missed the New Age of Heroes. It came out, oh man, what, a year or two ago now? It's been a while. I think it's just a year ago. And they had 8 new titles that were brand new characters for the most part, or brand new teams, and several of them were remakes of old teams with new characters on them, and we'll go through them. I was just thinking about it today. I was like, we haven't really reviewed kind of the whole totality of the New Age of Heroes because it kind of fizzled out in the end. But I wanted to do just that today and talk to you about the good, the bad, the ugly of the New Age of Heroes. I'm going to go in order of the titles that I liked or that I didn't like and go to my favorites at the end. So stay tuned. You'll see all of them. All right. So my least favorite was the Immortal Men. I like the artwork in this. Tinian Fourth's on here. It might be Jim Lee. Let me see. I've got to find that out. I don't know what it was about this title that really, Jim Lee and Tinian were both storytellers. Two of my favorites right there. But I couldn't get into it. I don't know what it was. I really liked, if I can get this thing back in here, I really liked the guy who had the gun, the bullets. This dude. He was really cool. The others were okay. I just didn't feel like we got enough. The story didn't really appeal to me very quickly. It was okay. I don't know, like it was a very interesting concept in my mind. I had a hard time for some reason paying attention to it, and I wanted to like the series. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. I just couldn't. I had a hard time staying with it, and I don't know really how to explain why. It didn't work in my opinion, and I don't know why. I just didn't really care for it. But again, some of the characters were kind of cool. It just didn't really have that hook that really kept you going. So it's, in my opinion, the weakest of the 8. It is what it is. Next, we got the Curse of Brimstone. Now, I know that there's a lot of people who liked this one. And I had a similar feeling with this. Like, I thought the concept was really cool. I thought the character was pretty neat. Something about it, I just didn't care. I just didn't care. And that was the problem. I don't know why. I couldn't connect with the character for some reason. I mean, it was okay. I liked it better than the Immortal Men. But, the character didn't relate to me. For some reason. Again, I liked the artwork. I liked the story to some extent. The idea for the character, it didn't really hold my interest for some reason, and that's why I dropped it. So in my opinion, it's the second weakest. Next, new challengers. Now I'll tell you, this is one of the ones I was excited about. I don't know much about the new challengers, but the fact that they reinvented the new challengers was pretty exciting to me, and I really loved the concept, but the execution wasn't that great. They went really weird too quickly, and it wasn't the weirdness that got me. It was just it just didn't flow well. The story didn't flow well. I didn't really get to know the characters at all. There wasn't a ton of character development. I think each issue, the first few issues, focused on like one character and how they got to where they died. And at that point, I feel like we were missing, like, why should we care about the present? Like, you know, and it just, I think that would have been better if they had saved it till later. But that's just my thoughts on it. It wasn't bad. I read all of them until they canceled it. And it was okay. It wasn't my favorite. Next on the list. And this is tops out the bottom 4. The Unexpected. Now, I said a lot of good things about this series, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't dig the character designs too much. I do like his design. The 3 characters I was excited for are these 3. The 2 guys and this girl. And then, spoiler alert, in the first issue, these 2 die. And it's just these 2. Like, I had enough interest of him to keep going, but I really wanted to see more of these 2. And the story was really good. I really enjoyed. Like, it kept my attention. I got into the characters well. Even the character I didn't really care for, she won me over. I thought it was a good development for the character. The problem is it just fizzled out. I'm not sure if they knew where they were going with anything. At least that's how it felt. And, you carried the title, and on the cover you had 4 characters. You kill 2 of them off instantly, but you still keep them in the advertising. I'm like, that's stupid. That's really stupid. So I was disappointed with that. But the story actually got me. I really enjoyed the story. And so, I thought the main character kind of reminded me a little bit of Doctor Strange a little bit. But that's just me. So I enjoyed it. But again, it was one of those that got dropped really quickly. It was just a few months that all 4 of those got canceled. And so they didn't really work out. And that leads us to the top 4 of the 8. And this was a hard one for me to rank in my mind, because I liked all 4 of them a lot. Obviously, my number 1 was an easy pick, but the other 3, it was a lot harder because I really enjoyed these 4 titles specifically. The number 4 is Damage. I loved this series. Every time I got one, I read it almost immediately. It was excellent. What I liked about it is it didn't need a lot of plot. It didn't need a lot of stuff. It was just a big monster running around, beating people up, and, destroying stuff. It was Hulk. It was DC's Hulk, basically. He's trying to do good. He's inside trying to, fight the monster that is released. And it was Hulk when we didn't really have a Hulk in Marvel. And it worked really, really well. He fought a lot of good guys. Venditti was on the project. Just excellent. Just really, really good. And the character design is pretty cool. It's a remake of an older character in DC Damage. And, of course, he's basically like the Hulk, except for he's got a timeline. And, yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I really dug that. When he fights Superman, pretty awesome. He fights Wonder Woman, which is pretty cool. He fights the Justice League, which is awesome. It's a great series. Great series. Again, I was disappointed that they canceled it. All right, number 3, and this is the hardest choice. I dropped this one down to number 3, and that is The Silencer. I didn't buy this issue because of this cover. It was not appealing to me. I saw the cover. I was like, nah, not really me. I almost didn't buy several of them. But I heard raves about how good this book was, so I hunted it down and I got it. And it's Dan Abnett, John Romita Jr. I think that's his first name, John. Excellent, excellent. This is one of my favorite female heroes. Is the Silencer. She is excellent. Love that idea of the character. Breakout hit in my mind. Breakout hit. She already got onto Arrow, supposedly, is what I heard. Just love the character. I love that she's trying to get out of her old lifestyle and be a family person. And that's really appealing to me. I think that's a story that hasn't really been told much. And there's a lot of ground to make there. And just, really cool. Really cool. And I really enjoyed it. I was very sad when they canceled that one. All right, number 2 is the Sideways. Silencer. Sideways. I love this character. This is basically DC's Spider-Man, and his power is really cool. He can splice. It's basically teleportation. He slices open portals and slides through them. And I think in the first one of the things that got me in there, I'm not going to open it. It's got tape. In the first issue, he's got a big, cool-looking monster guy that shows up. He's supposed to be like a time lord or something like that. Shows up to stop him. Really cool-looking character. He shows up again later in the series, and I just love the character. He's basically filling the gap for Spider-Man because Marvel wasn't doing Spider-Man well at the time. They've since changed that, but they weren't doing him well at the time, and so Sideways stepped in to fill that gap that we didn't have, and he was great. He was great. I'm pretty sure they canceled that one now too. Everything is canceled, but the number 1, which is the Terrifics. If you're new to the channel, I've been raving about the Terrifics since it came out. It is amazing. They're all characters that have basically been around for a long time. So you've got Plastic Man, Metamorpho, Mr. Terrific, and Phantom Girl. Now this is a different Phantom Girl than the one on Legion of Superheroes. But I think she's supposed to be the ancestor of that one or something to that effect. Excellent series. It's basically the Fantastic Four. It's almost a carbon copy, and they make fun of it because it's very on the nose, and it's excellent. It's so good. The Terrifics they filled in that gap because Marvel had not done anything with the Fantastic Four in a while, and DC's like, okay, we'll do the Fantastic Four and we'll do it better. Some people, might hate me for that, but I'm a DC guy. I'm biased. I'm sorry if you're a huge Fantastic Four fan. I love the Fantastic Four, but I love the Terrifics more because, they were a bunch of B-listers, and I felt like the Terrifics has the potential to make them A-listers. Some of them might actually be C-listers, like Metamorpho, and it has potential if they keep rocking and rolling. It has the potential to make them big. I think if they did a few crossovers with the Justice League, that this series would knock out of the park every time. It's just really great. It's really great. So you got 4 that they kind of fizzled out, and you got 4 that really hit it big. I was surprised that nobody's buying them. I mean, come on, people! Like, these are so good. Damage, Silencer, Sideways, and Terrifics were just excellent series. Excellent. Terrifics still is. Actually, I was looking at the one that came out a couple weeks ago, and that's the one that really made me want to do this video. Just kind of talking about, what happened to them, and I really enjoyed the New Age of Heroes. I don't think it worked quite what they were looking for. I think they were trying to just start a new line, and they got some great characters out of it, so that's pretty cool. Again, I'm hoping to see a lot from Sideways and Silencer and Damage and the Terrifics a lot. I wouldn't mind seeing more of the Unexpected. Wouldn't mind getting a good new challengers. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what DC does. They do a lot of weird stuff, so who knows? Who knows? Anyways, that's my thoughts, guys. Let me know which ones you liked. Did you like the ones that I didn't like? And then, again, it's not that I didn't care. The only one I didn't really care for was the Immortal Men, and I just really couldn't stand that one. I don't know what it was because it's got an all-star cast on it with all those writers and stuff. But I just couldn't get into it. Something about it. I don't know what it was. Just could not get into that series. But all the others I liked a lot, or at least a little bit, and it was kind of sad to see them go. So, it is what it is. Hoping the Terrifics will last a good while because it's just an excellent book. And again, I'm hoping they'll put Sideways on the Titans or Teen Titans. They really need to. And I'm hoping they'll put Silencer on, a team somewhere. She'd be a good Outsiders character. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. Let me know what you think. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. If you like that topic, go ahead and give us a like. Leave us a comment. Love to hear what you thought about DC's New Age of Heroes. And we'll catch you next time. Peace.